Today we're going to be going over clean and not so clean ingredients in your protein powder. What should be there, what shouldn't be there. Some things aren't really a big deal if we just do them every once in a while, but a protein powder is probably something that you're using on a near daily basis. And so I would encourage you to look at your protein powder and read those ingredients. This actually got a call out from one of our viewers. So remember, if you ever have a question for the show, if you want to see a show topic, simply leave it in the comments. All of those get collected, and we make sure that if we haven't already answered them at stevencabral.com/podcast, we can actually search for the past 2,923 shows. We will make sure that we get that answered. So today is based on a specific whey protein powder that's unbelievably popular right now. Unbelievably popular. Now, you know on this show, I will never speak detrimentally or disparage any company because for the most part, I think people are trying to do good work. I believe they really are. Sometimes they're not. That is true, but I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. However, on this website, they removed it over the last 2 weeks because this got sent to me 2 weeks ago. It said right on the website, no artificial colors, no artificial flavors. And I look at this specific protein powder, and there are lots of protein powders out there called this, so I'm not, giving any of the companies away, but this one's called something like birthday cake. And I'm like, there's just no way possible that this particular flavor doesn't have artificial flavors. Like it's almost impossible to make birthday cake flavor, which is not a real flavor, a protein powder. So lo and behold, I'm going into the website. You got to dig deep into the ingredients. They're blurry, but I found exactly what I believed to be there, but hoped that it wouldn't. And I said, you know what? These people were right, who sent the comments. They said to me, doesn't this contain artificial flavors and artificial colors? And I said, I don't know. They're like, well, the website says it doesn't. Will you take a look? And I said, I'll take a look. So here's the thing. To me, use whatever type of protein powder you feel fits best for you. Could be plant-based, could be whey protein-based, could be anything else, right? But what I would say to you is this, just make sure it's clean. Right? So look for, if you're going for whey protein, well, why don't I get to what to look for right after I show you what shouldn't be in there? And this particular protein powder, although it's super popular, produced by like a very high level influencer, and not that that means anything, but obviously it's popular because they have a big audience. And again, like fantastic, more power to them, nothing wrong with that. It's just, this is not a product that is healthy, and it's being marketed though as somewhat healthy. And I find that there are like just two sides of the equation. One is that people will use anything that tastes amazing. And I think we have to be careful there because oftentimes the more outlandish the flavor, the further away from nature, oftentimes, not always, the worse it is for us. But then on the other side, there are people who say, I just want a raw plant-based powder or a raw whey protein. And I've tasted both. I don't know if you have. They're pretty horrifying. And very few people in the general population are going to consume anything without any added flavor. Now, the flavor can be natural, but to consume it raw is often very bitter. Very few people are going to use it, which is why you don't see a lot out there. But what you can find is a good grass-fed, grass-finished whey protein. Like you can find that out there. And then I would say go for one that's casein-free. A lot of people will debate that. I don't care about the time release aspect of that. Casein is just not as ideal for digestion. I've run so many labs looking at this. And then you can start to get deeper into the protein, looking at microfiltered or concentrate, which is then closer to nature, but it contains like 3% lactose, where if you go with an isolate, it can be 0% lactose. So it really just depends on your absorption of essentially that specific sugar, lactose, and then maybe adding lactase to it. So I don't want to get deep on that, but looking for a good, clean product. Same with plant-based. Like you're just looking for a good, clean plant-based powder. It might be pea-based. It might be rice-based. It might be sunflower, pumpkin seed, whatever you like, hemp. You can look for all of these. So generally, you want them third-party tested. That's always a good thing. And then you're going to look at some type of flavor. That's just what I talked about before. So they don't have to have sugar added to them, right? Some might have stevia, some might have lohan, but what you don't want is an artificial sugar. I'll talk about that in a moment. And what you don't want is artificial flavors. Now, I do agree that some natural flavors are not healthy for you, right? Because it says natural. But some are fine. And so that's when it comes down to, where's the natural flavor from? Right? So the natural flavor, there's a very popular, everybody knows him, influencer out there. I don't know. We'll just say that, influencer. And they say all natural flavors come from genetically modified mold. And it's just absolutely not true. So like if you know the nutritional supplement industry, sure, you could get that, but that's not where natural flavors come from, not healthy ones. He actually says natural flavors because that's what the FDA regulates that you to put on it. But many of the essential oils that you've heard about before, like a ginger, would have to be labeled as a natural flavor, right? An extract of that. Vanilla extract should be labeled as a natural flavor if you're doing it by the letter of the law. You can't put necessarily vanilla extract. Now, some people do, but anyway, I digress. So you can actually get natural extracts. That could be a natural flavor. All right. So, and then you don't want any colors. If the colors are there, it should be a spirulina for that blue, right? Then a lot of people do that with, we'll get my daughter sometimes, and myself as well, a like dairy-free ice cream or something like that. And again, you can eat dairy ice cream. You can do whatever you like. But instead of having like that bright colored mint color, you can use spirulina, right? To make that mint chocolate chip greenish color if you'd like. You can use turmeric. You can use beet. So there's natural ways to color things. But you don't want to see numbers, which literally indicate paint numbers in your food. That's not an exaggeration. These are paints that are in the food. These are natural, they're not natural. These are artificial paint colors in food. So let me now read you the ingredients. Now that you know what to look for, let's look at the ingredients here. Okay. This is sugar. Again, sugar's fine. It's not that I think it's fine, but it's just sugar, right? So it can come from nature if we wanted it to. So I'm not getting too crazy on that because if you want some sugar, you can have sugar. It's not artificial, all right? But yes, we probably don't want to load up on just sugar. All right, so next on this is corn syrup, and then corn cereal, and then corn starch. I can't begin to tell you how bad this is for your health. So now we're starting to get more into omega-6s, inflammatory components. We're getting things that are highly refined. And also, these are most likely, because on this label it does not say non-GMO. You want to look for non-GMO. This corn is most likely genetically modified. So this is not ideal. All right, the next one after that is hydrogenated palm oil. You could make an argument that palm oil isn't necessarily that bad for you. Okay, well, we can make that argument if you'd like, but a hydrogenated palm oil is certainly not good for you, right? A highly processed oil is not going to be good for you. All right, the next one is this, natural and artificial flavors. All right, so let's give the natural a pass. We'll just say, oh, it's from this, organic vanilla extract. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I'm giving this person the benefit of the doubt. But the artificial flavor it says right on it, artificial, which is why I couldn't believe on the website they actually allowed them to write no artificial flavors or colors. We'll get to the colors in just a moment. It literally says on the label, below the supplement fact panel, which is where you always see fat and then carbs and then protein. It says literally artificial flavor. Does it say what? No, it's artificial. It's artificial birthday cake flavor. That's what it is. Okay. The next one is red 40. Yellow 6, blue 1, yellow 5. So why do they have all these different colors? Because you are making something that's made up, right? Like sprinkles that you might see on a birthday cake or something like that, now actually in your product. So there's that. Okay. The next one, it states natural and artificial flavors again. I'm not sure why it says that, but it does. Then there's different types of gum blends. Acacia, however you like to pronounce that. there's guar gum, and there's xanthan gum. Not totally against the first two, not at all. They actually can be pretty good prebiotics, if not overdone. Not a big fan of xanthan gum because of its potential inflammatory nature. All right, so the last ingredient that I want to share with you is sucralose. Now, I've talked about this before, but you probably know it better as Splenda. And so with Splenda, what we know is that this can actually disrupt the gut microbiome. And it can actually cause bloating and digestive-based issues. This is a fake sweetener that they change one of the molecules in sugar, right, in sucrose or other forms of sugar, in order to be able to make this calorie-free, but still have that sweet taste. So that's why it's always not best when you see no sugar, 0 grams of sugar, or because they're finding another way to sweeten it. And if it's not through a natural, more natural product, such as a stevia or a lohan, you can end up with one of these artificial-based sweeteners. So I have again, there are tens of thousands, maybe 100,000 plus people using a product like this. It's not this product. This isn't the only one. I just use it as an example. What I want to share with you is that if you become, which I love this term, I actually just heard this term, if you become the CEO of your own health, then you're able to look at the labels and say, oh, okay, yeah, this doesn't have any numbers, right? Yellow 5, it doesn't have any of these artificial flavors that it says right on it. It doesn't have the corn-based ingredients. Now I know it's passed at least the first couple of tests. Because remember, some things aren't really a big deal if we just do them every once in a while, but a protein powder is probably something that you're using on a near daily basis. And so I would encourage you to look at your protein powder and read those ingredients. We use a product in our practice called the Daily Nutritional Support. You can read all the ingredients. It's a full activated multivitamin, it's detox factors and all that in there. You'll see stevia, you'll see all the different ingredients laid out, none of the artificial, and it's completely non-GMO and others. But again, you don't have to go with what we use in our practice, but I know that I'll get dozens of questions as to what we recommend. So that's what we use in our practice. But even if you're someone that wants to use a whey protein, again, no problem. As I said earlier, explain where the cleaner versions are to go, and you're able to now find that information out for yourself. So feel free to leave a comment below. Again, don't link to this brand if you know what it is. We don't disparage any other brands. All we're trying to do is lift all of us, our community, and the whole industry up level by level. So thanks so much for being a part of the community. I appreciate you, all the subscribes, all the reviews, all the downloads. Feel free to share this show as well with anyone you believe it could serve. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything. Functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.